Hello, Potato, and welcome to Weekend Magic for February the 11th, 2023. It is the weekend before Valentine's Day, and that's the last time I'm going to mention that. So, we're staying away from Disney again this week. I don't really even have anything to comment on about Disney stuff this week. I know they released some pins. That's about it. The thing, the release, or at least the announcement this week that got my attention, isn't Disney related at all. It's that they are finally remaking We Love Katamari for modern systems. We Love Katamari rerolls coming out in June, and I really loved the Katamari Damacy remake that came out in 2020? 2020, maybe 2021. It's been a couple years. And I, of course, enjoyed the heck out of it. I bought it, the physical version on the Switch. I have it on Steam. And the only real complaint I have is I actually always kind of liked We Love Katamari better. It's had some better levels in it. And I wished that they would either release those levels as DLC or just redo We Love Katamari. And they announced this week that they are in fact redoing We Love Katamari. So definitely looking forward to that. And it looks like it's going to have some extra new content called Royal Reverie, where I guess you'll play as the king back when he was the prince. So that should be interesting. Now, what looks like it's still missing, they're still missing a build your own level function, which I feel like they need to follow along like the Mario Maker, and I think Sonic did one as well, where you can people can make and trade their own levels. That I really think something Katamari would be fantastic for, but not at this point. But as much as I'd like to see some new Katamari, I'm quite happy with a remake of We Heart Katamari. But that's the thing that I'm most excited for this week as far as announcements. Yeah, not Disney at all, and indeed not Disney focused this week at all. So if I haven't sufficiently done so in the past, I'm going to go ahead and date myself a little bit again by saying, if you grew up in the 80s, mid to late 80s, maybe early 90s, with syndication and all, you remember ALF. And of course, if you didn't grow up in that period and you're maybe perhaps a younger millennial, maybe an older Generation Z, you might still know who ALF is from his guest appearance in an episode of Mr. Robot. Easily one of my favorite episodes of that show, largely because they brought back ALF. I was a little disappointed that ALF hasn't done anything since then. They didn't build on that, didn't reboot the series or anything. But, being a young geek with a science fiction-y bent, the wacky 80s family sitcom featuring a big walk-around Muppet alien absolutely ticked a lot of boxes for me, and I did quite like the show. And of course, it was super popular. You had there was a cartoon series, there was a comic book, there were toys, there was a Sega Master video game, which I never had, but it absolutely looks like a dog turd. So I don't feel like I've ever missed out anything too important by never playing that. There were some really heavily sought after Burger King hand puppets. And probably most famously, as far as merchandise, the thing you're most likely to see come up in videos and stuff nowadays is the big ALF plush. And I watched the sitcom, I watched the cartoon, I read the comic books. In fact, one of my best memories of the ALF comic book, I think it was Marvel, was most, if not every issue, would have 3 stories. There'd be 2 ALF stories, I think one set on Earth, one set on Melmac, ALF's home planet, if you didn't know that. And then a third one that was a parody of something. And I remember as a youngin' being delighted when I opened an issue and found the parody in that issue was Doctor Who. Now, this is the probably the early 90s when this comic book came out, at least when I would have read it. And Doctor Who references outside of Doctor Who were extremely thin on the ground here in the US. You could see Doctor Who on PBS, that's where I saw it as a child, and that was about it. Maybe a bookstore might have a pin or a sticker or something, but Doctor Who references in American media unheard of. And here is ALF Comics with a Doctor Who parody called Doctor Who's on First, where a very Tom Baker looking Melmacian doctor battles the Barbie Daleks. Of course, being a child, as you may be able to guess from their appearance back there on the shelf, the Daleks, of course, are my favorite Doctor Who villains. So yeah, the Barbie Daleks, Doctor Who's on First, absolutely just ticked like every probable box for me. And even if I didn't like ALF, which of course I did, that would still be a cherished childhood memory. Now, I never played the video game. I think I said that already. I did actually have one or two of the hand puppets, but sadly I think those have been lost to the mists of time, along with things like my He-Man toys and old Star Wars toys. But what I never had, and I always wanted, I've never picked up, and I've seen it occasionally at like comic shows and stuff, but for more money than I'm willing to spend on them, I never had one of the big ALF plush. And I always thought, I'm gonna have me a Shumway someday. If you didn't know, ALF's real name is Gordon Shumway. If you don't know who ALF is, although I have a feeling if seeing this is going to be a video about ALF, you probably haven't watched this far if you don't know who ALF is. But again, I've told myself someday I'll have a Shumway. And that day is today. While I don't have the big talking ALF plush, I'm pretty sure it talked. I don't have the big talking ALF plush. I did find at a local Target a couple weeks ago this. From Neca, we have the ALF Alien Lifeform Ultimate Action Figure. And I wish I could do the voice so I could say, oh look, someone with good taste, in the right voice. And I don't think that was very good at all, do you? And these NECA figures are a little expensive generally for what they are, but the sculpts are usually pretty nice. And they just come with a decent amount of accessories. And I have a few NECAs. You probably can't see, I think you see his feet maybe. I have the Tim Curry Pennywise, and I have 11 from Stranger Things on the shelf there. I've bought a few NECA things here and there. I've got like Gizmo and some Gremlins and stuff that were NECAs. But ALF, I saw ALF, first open the box up here to look at it, and it seems like a quite nice sculpt. And you get lots of stuff in here. We got popcorn and a not at all copyright infringing Fusco soda. Looks nothing like Pepsi. Nothing like Pepsi. And we've got, of course, a portrait of ALF. We've got changeable hands. We've got his ham radio, which I believe, I haven't watched ALF in years. I think like Tubi or Freevee or whatever it is that IMDb TV turned into. I think one of them has like ALF on it. And I need to watch it. I haven't watched ALF in years. Maybe I'll watch it like one of those things where I watch it and it's like, oh, no, that's not good at all. But I don't think so. A lot of the 80s cartoons don't stand up, but I think the sitcoms generally do. And of course we have a cat sandwich, because again, if you don't know ALF, Melmacians in general, eat cats. And of course there's a running gag throughout the series that the Tanners, were the Tanners? The Tanners are Full House. Was Willie, what were they? Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. It was the Tanners. I was doubting myself because I knew the Tanners were also Full House. I wonder if they were related. But yeah, ALF lived with the Tanners. The Tanners had a cat. It was a running gag through the series that ALF kept wanting to eat the pet cat. And yeah, so we get lots of things we have. Okay, actually says on here, okay. Comes with fabric shirt, cat sandwich, soda can, sunglasses, ham radio, popcorn bowl, bag of slime balls, a picture frame, and interchangeable hands. ALF crash landed through the... Oh, I could have just read the box here, couldn't I? If that would have answered my question, I wouldn't have to go look it up. ALF crash landed through the roof of the Tanner family's garage and square into the hearts and homes of America's television viewers. This short, furry alien life form quickly surprised everyone with his perfect English, urbane wit, and unusual customs and habits. Yeah, you know, it was your standard kind of 80s fish out of water. Perfect Strangers was kind of the same gag, but without an actual alien. Me shill for my own products? No problem. Again, horrible voice, horrible impression there. But yeah, pick this up and we're going to open it and take a look at him. So let's probably just jump ahead. Neca, Real Toys. Oh, it's kind of interesting. I've never looked at the box enough to notice that they have like credits on these for who designed them. That's cool, because you don't think about toy designers very often. So let's take a moment to give credit to Randy Falks, Stephen Fulkins, Thomas Gwynn, Matt Holt, Jeffrey Trapp, Roger Fernandez, Stephen Mazurek, and Chris Longo for what I think is going to be, what looks in the box to be a pretty well designed item. But yeah, let's take him out of the box and get a better look at him. You know, sometimes when I get these things, they will sit around for a long time and I won't open them or do anything with them. But ALF here, ALF has been sitting around a very short amount of time, and since I didn't have anything new, particularly pressing from Disney this week, I thought we'd look at him. Let's get all of his little accessories out and maybe jump forward a little bit more, because I see he's looks like he's elastic. Ooh, those feel very, very flimsy. Now, some of these things are probably going to go back in the box. ALF probably will stay out, but I think a lot of these props are going to go back in, just because some of them feel like they're absolutely going to get lost. All right, so those were not elastics. Those were plush tags, and very weird ones. They're kind of like double corded. Very interesting, but they came out easily enough. You know, while I was trying to get him free, I remembered also ALF even had a, I guess, reasonably popular pop song, which I kind of remember, but I'm not going to try to sing it to you because I am not cruel enough to sing at you today. We saved that for the holidays. So yeah, here he is out of the box. He's actually a lot more rubbery than I thought he would be. It's his outer fur has a lot of flex to it, a lot more than I thought it would have. I kind of thought he'd be hard plastic, but he's not. Articulation wise, so we have upper elbow here. We have some wrist. You can see it there, but there is a joint there. It's kind of sticky. That tends to be the case with, there we go. So he can cover his own mouth. He can yawn. Let's see, legs. We've got some ankle. Not a lot in the ankle. Not a lot in the knee either, doesn't feel like. Some shift in the foot. He does have little holes on the bottom, so you can attach him to a stand, like Neca does make stands for these things. Kind of neat, really neat actually, is the mouth actually moves. Not a ton, but you can, oh, there we go, it opens a little more if you push down on it. You can have him open up like he's trying to eat his cat sandwich. You can probably actually, this actually is a really good range of motion on it. It might be better if I used a different set of hands, because it does have different hands, but there we go, could do like that. And he can drop the cat. I'm trying to be this, doing this quickly for the sake of video, but there we go. We have different hands. We have pointy hands. We have grippy hands. I'm guessing this is for holding the soda. Yep, that fits perfectly in there. We've got another pointy hand, but on the other hand this time. And another grippy hand, but again, the other side. So that's quite the sculpt design, really nice detail. The paint job's nice. I'm not seeing any obvious or annoying paint defects. We have a separate layer of fur. Up here it's glued down. It's not loose like down here is. Also, we do have some mid-torso rotation. So you can actually put him in a lot of poses. he doesn't feel, some of these figures will feel really delicate, and he doesn't feel like I could accidentally break him too easily. Now, what does feel like I could break too easily are these sunglasses, which do fit on him quite nicely, snugly. They don't, there we go. Is that the way they're supposed to fit on him, though? I thought it showed him on here with the glasses on. No, it does show them being over his ears, so let's, I feel like the hair is going to get in the way of that. The hair is nicely sculpted, but I don't see how I can get the sunglasses on over the ears with the hair there. I mean, just like thread the arm of the glasses just very carefully through that hole. It's oh, it's stuck now. Yeah, I think as nice as the sunglasses do look on him, yeah, I think it's nice. They do look nice on him, but I think I'm going to skip them just because I'm really afraid I'm going to break them. But we can do that. We can do that for now. Get the look, get the idea of what Alf would look like with his sunglasses on. Then we have the little frame picture. Actually has now this doesn't flex. And I thought at first when I took it out that this collapsed like a real picture frame, but it doesn't. It's that is not the best picture. I mean, look at how he looks on the box, and then look how he looks on here. That is not a great picture of him, but I'm guessing it probably is a picture from the show. Maybe it's like a picture of an earlier version of the puppet, because like the nose doesn't seem as well defined here. Or is that? That's not Alf, is it? It's like his grandma or something? Oh, I wish there was more instruction on here. I don't think that. I think that's like Alf's mom or something. Yeah, it doesn't say anywhere. There's no hint, but that's not Alf, because they've got like a scarf on. I think that's his mom, or maybe his girlfriend. Did he have a girlfriend? Was there like an episode where he's like singing "Help Me, Rhonda" into the radio to try to like call out to his girlfriend? So I'm guessing with the shirt on here, we're gonna have to take his hands off. Oh, they're stuck in there hard. They do not want to come out. This is always the part that I'm afraid of with these kind of figures is you get the hands that don't want to come out, and I'm afraid I'm just gonna like break them with my giant rock biter hands. But just kind of, there we go, kind of coax him out. Get his arm through there. Hardly the first action figure I've had where you've had to take the hands off to put on a shirt or a jacket. I think one of the first one I had like that was a Snake Plissken from the old McFarlane Monsters. Or maybe it was Movie Maniacs. Movie Maniacs, yeah. The Movie Maniacs lines. It was like one of the first ones, let's get those off before I break them. It was one of the first ones that came out that wasn't a horror character, but he had a removable jacket which had like take his entire arm off if you wanted to remove it. That is more trouble than it's worth to put on. You know, kind of weird when you think about it. I'm sure it must have been addressed in the show at some point that he was cool just like walking around completely naked while on Earth, when I'm pretty sure on Melmac they did wear clothes. I think in the cartoon, because the cartoon series took place on Melmac. It was before he came to Earth. I don't know if that did parodies or not too. There we go. Give him this can of Fusco. And now we'll put his flat hand back on. Oh, it goes on with a nice satisfying pop, doesn't it? And then he can hold his bag of slime balls somehow. Not really securely, but somehow. I probably need to fiddle with it a bit, but I feel as posable as he is, it shouldn't be too hard to get this into a position where he will hold the bag. If nothing else, all right, may have him hold the popcorn. I feel like just holding it to his body should work, but it's not doing it for me. He doesn't hold the bowl as well as he holds the soda. The soda he holds really well. But really, the eyes are nice too. They have like a nice shininess to them. The rest of the black on him doesn't have, just like the one in the picture there. But there you go. He's shilling for Fusco soda. I'm sure he must have been in ads in the 80s, right? Let's look at this too, real quick. It's not a bad. Is that actually the Tanner's cat? It's a kind of a vaguely soft plastic, nicely sculpted. On the plate, the bread's nicely done. Yeah, everything in here is like really nicely detailed. It's I mean, stuff from Neca usually is pretty nicely done, but I think this is, oh, that's upside down. I think this is particularly nice. If you do like toy photography and stuff, I feel like there's a lot you could do with him. And the scale is probably about right for a lot of other Neca figures, so that's pretty cool too. Yeah, the only real complaint I have with this is just these sunglasses. They don't really fit on properly because of the way his little hair, his hair, almost kind of a Karen look there. His hair does. But it kind of blocks the pathway to that second ear. And the sunglasses just in general feel really, really flimsy. But everything else though, nicely sculpted, nicely painted. I'm not seeing any like paint bleed to speak of. Any real issues with the look of it. I mean, it would take some coaxing, I think, to make this stand up properly, just because it's the rubber's kind of kinked from being in the box. But maybe use of a hairdryer, some coaxing, you could get it to work. Or maybe just have Elf hold it in his hand. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to find him a little Santa hat, and then at the holidays, he can be Alf on a shelf. I mean, I already have Deadpool on a deer, and I have Elf in a cell, but I could do Alf on a shelf. I need to find a little hat for him. But I think he was 30 or 35 at Target. And to be fair, this is the only time I've actually seen this figure at Target. I haven't seen it since. I hadn't seen it there before, otherwise I probably would have picked it up earlier. But I am quite happy with it. It's a very nice item. It feels quality. It's very, very posable. I need to, figure out how to make it hold things like this better, but it's very nicely done. The shirt sits nicely on him once you get it on there. Got his tail back here. I think I need to go and find some Alf on streaming somewhere. I'm sure I've seen it on some of those like free streaming services. Hopefully it's still there. But yeah, this is a great little figure. For being something I didn't have to pre-order or buy from a specialty place. I am quite pleased with him. But that's all we have this week. Just you, me, and Mr. Gordon Shumway. Still not the big plush one, but I think in some ways better because he will fill up less space on a shelf somewhere. But yeah, if you liked Alf and you want an Alf, I can honestly say I fully recommend this figure. It's pretty darned nice for 30, 35 bucks. So I hope you found this at all interesting or entertaining. If you did, go ahead, give it a like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.